What up, everybody? This is Jayton Gunter, owner of Grayson Sam Publishing and author of a few books. I am, if you know now, I do have a really cool newsletter going on. And so in this newsletter, it allows me to do a lot of things that I don't normally get to do, which is have conversations with a lot of really, really cool people in and outside of this industry that we love called wine and food and wine, I should say. And so this is actually a pleasure. This is one of my oldest friends. We started off doing this a long time ago, and it's good to be back on camera drinking wine with you. I have Sean Brady here out of Missouri, and this guy is just—I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you in a second. But he's one of those people that when I first met him, we just stayed friends for a long time. It
We
seems like
did.
he was an old friend that I've known forever. Just kind of kin spirits in this wine game. And one of the more honest people I've ever met in this industry too. And so I'm gonna hopefully be able to pull him on here a few more times every once in a while, maybe once a month, or maybe whenever I can get him on here, his expertise. I'm gonna be bringing him on the channel, and we'll have conversation about like things having to do with wine, things having to do with food, because he's really big in the food space too. And so anyway, Sean Brady, my boy, my total wino brother. We used to do this thing called Total Wino back in the day, just so you know. But my brother, introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are and what you do and stuff like
Oh, thanks, Jay. I am Sean Brady. And yeah, we go back, gosh, was it 2017,
that.
2018?
Yeah,
Pre-COVID for sure. And
yeah. I
just,
think 17 because I had just published my book, my
yes.
Food and Glass. So I think it was 17 because I had just published it, and
Okay.
you came in like right after I sold it to my right after I sold it over to Eno. You came
Yeah.
in and I met you and your wife, and then we started talking about stuff and just became fast friends.
Yeah, I know. I remember buying a copy of the book, and I always love to, know the author. It's one of the things that we love to do. Is Michelle loves books. I love knowing people, so I'm like, I'll almost always buy an interesting book, especially if I get to meet the author, like you. So that was super fun and a treat for me. And yeah, it was such a great kinship
Yes.
in the world of wine, and just the behind the scenes stuff. And you're definitely behind the scenes more than me, but man, I'm just an avid consumer, and my big platform is Vivino, and I know that's controversial, but what I love about it is that for the common person who doesn't understand wine, and you and I have had these discussions, like, oh, this is a great gateway wine for people who aren't used to wine.
Yeah.
And it's like they might be hooked on cocktails or, even beer, or just like,
Hmm.
oh, it's scary, this world of wine.
Yes.
And uh, I I take the approach of just like anything, right? Finances, working out, choosing a good wine. It doesn't have to be that complex.
Agreed.
It can be really simple. And, I am so happy to have the opportunity to not even talk, just like talking with you
Yeah.
and sharing some of our tips that we like to go when we're looking for wines and
Yeah.
good value. And, it's like nobody wants to get stuck with the bad anything,
No, it's real.
right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
that's what we
So,
want. That's what I want to talk about today because I
of
love.
course.
I think I've done more videos with you than probably anybody else.
Me too.
And I know I think out there, and I haven't even made that many videos in a while, but I know I was pushing 250 on YouTube and other platforms as well.
That's a
So
lot. Me and you both,
I know, right?
we
It's like,
both a
oh,
lot of videos about this thing that we love so much.
I
Uh,
know it's fun.
Talk to me. You said something about Vivino that you said it's a little controversial. What do you mean by that? I'm just curious.
Well, I think when you talk to industry people, and when I say
Mm,
industry people, people who are working at the rep level, distributor level, or certainly they're in their job is to sell wine.
got you.
Um, uh, what Vivino is tough for
Mm,
is that you get this rating just like you do on Google for a restaurant or on Yelp for a
mm,
restaurant. That can make or break somebody's business. Now, for wine, because it's not necessarily, it is a business, but because it's always up to the consumer, you got to figure out, it's like, all right, well, why do they like it? What do they not like about it?
Hmm.
And I try to find some, like, what would I pair this wine with?
So you have more of
Uh,
a European mindset, which I love because I'm kind of on that same path myself. You have more of a
yeah,
European mindset when you're talking about like wines that you love, or they're more on the like they pair well with different types of foods and things of that nature.
right. It's an experiential thing, and I think
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why we love wine.
Yes.
And I hope other people enjoy wine, and it's that experience of not just tasting it and sharing it,
Hmm.
but also pairing it. It's like,
Yes.
oh wow, it's like, what would this be great with?
Trying to
You know,
enhance the whole experience type of thing.
absolutely. And I think
Yeah.
that's I think all types of beverages can have that effect.
Agreed.
But what I love about wine is that you're getting a little piece of, uh, like your book, Fruit and Glass, right?
Yeah.
You're getting that specific fruit from that region, that terroir, if you will, the
On that
land,
year.
everything from
Yeah.
that year.
Yeah.
The whole environment changes, and that's it's a constantly changing thing. And
Definitely.
what a lot of people don't realize is just our biology is changing every day. Our taste buds change every day,
That's
you
real.
know?
That's real.
So when that happens,
Hmm.
I think that's even fun. It's like, okay, wait, I tried the same wine yesterday and now it
Uh-huh.
tastes different to me today. Why is that?
I
You
love
get a
that.
completely different experience from it. So from the same wine, same bottle, same lot,
Yeah.
uh, and that's what's fun.
That's why I like. I think I really enjoy, and maybe it's just I've always been kind of attracted to people like in the industry that are winemakers specifically, and also outside. I think the reason I'm attracted to winemakers so much is because my friend group has always been really eclectic. I like different types of thinkers, different types of people around me. I don't need a yes corner. I don't need everybody telling me that they agree with what I have to say. I like people that have their own opinions, and I like having conversations with those type of people. So I've always been like kind of like friends with outliers and people who are outside of the I love that. Outside of the normal, I guess the normal grouping of society. And so I think winemakers are normally like that. They're very interesting people. They like to have a lot of fun. They also are very serious. They can be a little volatile at times.
Oh
And so
yeah.
I've always been like loving to hang out with them. The reason I even bring up hanging out with winemakers is because they're the perfect people to talk to about why this year was different from this year and why they had to do this in order to fix this. To me, they're artists. They're painting a picture
Yeah.
on your palette of what happened this year. And a lot of them, the great ones, understand when to get in there and make sure things are like consistent, and then the other ones who are not so great, they try to get in there and they force it. And I like the ones who just let it be, let it create